Hello everybody, this is Linda and we are going to recap Summer Nights Online 2. I just got done with my last game for the event. It was a 3-day event. It was all about charity and it was all about tabletop RPGs. So we're going to dive right into some highlights from the weekend.
Linda the gamer gal, she's here, she's playing games. Linda the gamer gal, she's here, she's playing games today.
On day one, I wanted to highlight a game that was using Call of Cthulhu Dark Ages, but it wasn't really a Dark Ages scenario. It was Madness in the Ming Dynasty. Thank you to Mifane. I hope I'm saying your username / your name online correctly. If not, please correct me if you do see this video. But I was playing Call of Cthulhu again. I like to play Call of Cthulhu where it's a different scenario 100%, to where I'm not just playing the same ones that I've played multiple times, and you will know them if you ever start getting into diving into Call of Cthulhu. It's not a bad thing, but it's like nice to see something refreshing. So in this, you are a group of soldiers and you're dealing with pirates, and you find out that the pirates were mistaken for Japanese and they're actually Chinese civilians / soldiers who are no longer wanting to deal with the regime, the government, if you want to call it. And so you're captured by the pirates, and in the scenario, you have to figure out what's going on, and you end up in a magical island, is all I'll say. So that way, I won't spoil the rest of the scenario, but it was fun. I enjoyed it. I had a great time with it. Sadly, I did not survive this scenario for Call of Cthulhu, which about, I would say 75% of the time, I don't make a Call of Cthulhu scenario, or I'm very badly injured, or my insanity rolls are horrible and I end up not all there in my mind. So technically, I count it as I'm no longer a character. But I had a great time with it. Thank you again to the GM, Mina Fane. If you are watching this, I hope to find another game for the next year, and we will see what happens with another Call of Cthulhu match. Next game I want to highlight was on day 2. It was D&D 5th edition 2014. I can never get over saying D&D 5th edition 2014. Again, they should have just called it 6th edition. The 0.5, the confusion, naming it different things just pisses me off, but I'm not going to get to that. We're going to keep it simple. Thank you, Chelsea. I was enjoying this scenario the whole time. It kind of reminded me of Call of Cthulhu The Haunting meets a couple others. And this one is Dark Doings at Grimmalth Hall. I hope I'm saying that name correctly. But in this scenario, you are a group of dogs and cats, and you have to find out why the new property owner is dealing with a haunting, and you have to go in and try to either get rid of the ghosties or find out if it's somebody tricking them. And I really enjoyed this one. I had a fun time with this. I love the added boost stats to everybody's characters because we're all dogs and cats. So I had a good time with figuring out my stats. I had not played a paladin in forever. It's been such a long time. So thank you for also the patience, for Chelsea being patient with me and reminding me about this scenario problem and that, and what a paladin can and can't do for everything. It's a lot to remember when you haven't played a system. It's like being a wizard. Like, not many people play a wizard when they're first starting out with D&D because it's a lot of complicated, is this a bonus? Is this an action? Is this, is that? So thank you, Chelsea, for being patient with me, and also for running a really fun game. I had a great time with this. I enjoyed the not knowing what was going to happen next and having a good time with figuring out when we can and can't do something. And just in general, the group was hilarious because there was a rogue who kept trying to steal stuff from me, and I had a fun back and forth with all the people in that party. So thank you to the party, you were hilarious. Now on day 3, I want to highlight 2 games that I had a fun time with. The first game that I want to talk about is a system that I've never played before, and that's Fate's system. Fate Accelerated was the system that we used. Basically, it's a modified version of the Fate system For this one, you play with six-sided dice that have plus, minuses, and nothing on them. And six-sided dice, you can either use regular six-sided dice and just put values to whatever they are, or you could just buy fate dice. And I like that basically you roll 4 six-sided dice and you take the pluses, minuses, and you hope to get like 2 on average pluses plus your modifier. And I really enjoyed this. Thank you, Will, if you are watching this. Thank you for making it a fun game. Basically, the scenario was you are a group of people and you are trying to save the king who has been falling ill and is not feeling well, so you have to figure out what happened to the king. And I loved just the back and forth and that it was rules light. It's a system that you are not really rolling much. It kind of reminds me for the queen, that scenario game system where you literally just role play most of it. You tell the GM what you want to do and they tell you if you can or can't do it or if you have to roll. And I like that. I just say, well, my character is a mage or a wizard. I'm going to manifest this. I'm going to do that spell. And you can either roll for yourself or give somebody advantage and then they get a modifier of like 1 or 2, whatever your modifier is. And I like that you could do like a bidding war. They said, that you could do bidding wars if you want to, like, well, you're going to do 5 fates, so I'm going to do 6. Oh, I'm going to do 7, so you're going to do 8. And I had a great time with it. I enjoyed the scenario of going to go find the witch in the swamp and seeing all the shenanigans that happened. The group was hilarious. Thank you again to all the groups that I played with this whole weekend. I had a blast. I had so much fun playing every single, scenario, and this was no exception. This was a fun system. I want to try playing another Fates Accelerated or Fates game, and just see if I can get that because I really did like it. I liked more of the role-playing aspect. I know when I get into Call of Cthulhu, I'm going to be dealing with horror and maybe my character making it through half of the scenario. D&D, I know it's going to be combat heavy and not rules heavy like Pathfinder, but I know I'm going to enjoy the fun of the combat. So I really liked Fates, and I'm probably going to find it more in conventions now that I actually have been told by Will how to play the games and how to run everything. So thank you again, Will, for your patience in teaching us all how to play it. I hope to see it eventually in more game systems being brought to the table for everybody to play because there's a lot of stuff that I wanted to play, and by the time I found out that the stuff was open, like a lot of them was booked up the very same day that the announcement happened, and sadly I was working that day, and then by the time I got to it, I did not miss out on a lot of games, but I was like, oh, there's a few games that I wanted to try, and I was like, I booked myself solid. Friday, right after I got off of work, I was playing a few games. Saturday, same thing. Sunday, the same thing. I had a great time with that, and I really dug, just like trying to get in as much as I could through all. And the very last game system that I want to talk about is something that I've played in the past, and actually last year on Summer Nights Online the first time, and also Gary Con and different things like that. I've played, a couple times of Delta Green in the past in other conventions, and I had a fun time with this one. This is Last Things Last. I played a DEA agent. It's a tongue twister. It made me think for a second. And this was Urgeworm. I've played a couple games with Urgeworm before, one as a GM/DM and one as a player. And I had a blast with Delta Green. It's been a while since I played anything Delta Green, so it took me a minute to get back into it. But yeah, you are field agents, and kind of like X-Files, you are given something, a scenario of some kind, and you're told a mission, and you have to go figure out what happened. And so it's a little bit of more of Call of Cthulhu light, where you're not dealing with so much about horror as you're dealing with, there could be horror, but you also don't know if your character is going to still make it. So that's why it's still Call of Cthulhu, but it's not as bad. And so in this one, we were told that one of our agents from another group had passed away, and that we had to go find to see if they had taken anything they were not supposed to have taken. And so we had to go on a mission and end up in a cabin in the woods, is all I'll say. And wow, was that fun. I enjoyed it the whole time. I had a great time with just being on edge the whole time and not knowing what was going to happen next. And so thank you, Urgeworm, for making it another fun time. I remember playing The Haunting with you, and I had a blast. I enjoyed this. And again, thank you to all the people that I had previously in other games. You returned and made it fun again. And I really hope to finally get to play multiple more games in the future. Thank you to everybody who set up this convention. I want to thank you all personally. I had a blast the whole weekend. I hope to see more games available. Thank you to everybody for watching this. It was fun to recap this weekend. I hope you had a fun weekend. If you were part of this convention, please let me know some highlights. What were some of your games that you're part of that you wanted to shout out? We'll keep this going in the chat and the comments below. And if you're new, please consider subscribing, giving a like before you roll out. That does help out the algorithm. If you want to join the channel, that also helps with the funds for the channel for buying new video games, going to conventions, and other things like that. And if you aren't unable to do that, please share this video. And I hope that, again, more people will see this video and that we will get more people wanting to join Summer Nights Online and we keep it rolling because I love these online conventions.
She's playing on all night, from vintage to modern, she's the queen of the fight. From in San Diego to Grand Theft Auto streets, Oregon Trail to Oregon Trail, she's got the beats. Stand back, she's got the games you need in hand with VHS recording, she's in command. From 8-bit wonders to the latest craze, Linda the gamer gal, she's here to amaze.